Everybody, big news today. We've got the next big bad. We know what it is. We're also going to talk about the I Am Groot bundle analysis and a quick review of the OTA changes and what we can expect for next week along those same lines. We've also picked the giveaway winners for the free season passes. So keep an eye out for those. We'll announce them. We're just going through to make sure that everybody's checked all the boxes that we need to, but we have got them. And if you didn't get a message from me, still be ready, because if we haven't checked all those boxes, you could still win. And I promise you, we're going to be doing more of these because I had a lot of fun with it. First up, we've got the I Am Groot offer. We will look at the spreadsheet real quick. The quick analysis of this is, do you want to spend your gold this month for credits for progression? I think the only people who are likely going to do that are people who are still progressing through Series 3. The variant's a pretty cool variant. Groot is being used a little bit more, but that Guardian deck has not necessarily taken off. I had a lot of fun playing with it with Nebula when she first came out, but I still think it's just okay. As far as like cube progression goes, lots of fun, but it's really risky. The I Am Groot bundle, I have this classified as a maybe, and the reason being is because everybody gets just a little bit of gold per month, and especially those free-to-play players or cheap-to-play players, you really got to think about where you want to spend this. 2,900 gold for ultimately the 4,000 credits. You do get the variant. That's a base pricing for the Token Tuesday, and again, for anybody who's not familiar, I do two base pricings because there's one economy, two different types of spenders. Token Tuesdays are the cheaper spenders. The $100 gold offers are your whale Kraken types. So those cheaper spenders, the Token Tuesdays, that offer is probably worth about $56 to them. The base pricing for the $100 gold offer, your whales, is $41. The actual cost is about $37, $38. So you get a bigger discount for the cheaper spenders, about 32%, which is around average of their decent buys. The discount for the whales, it's like 8%. So that's where I'm saying they will not care. Tokens per gold here, pretty bad, 0.36. That's a really bad ratio. The part that's pretty good though is the credits per gold. This is 1.37. That's pretty good. The only thing that's better than that is a cash offer. You can't use your gold for anything better. The only other gold offer you might look at if you're somebody looking for credits is this Chibi Guardians of the Galaxy one, but this is going to cost you 3,000 more gold. So it's like double what this is, and you only get 1,500 more credits out of it. So the ratio there is a little bit lower, and the reason it's more expensive is because you get variants. So if you're going to look to progress this month, this is probably the offer that you're going to consider buying. Again, make sure you're getting your Token Tuesdays though, because you do want those tokens. More on that in a little bit about the next big bad, because I promise you're going to want to buy this as soon as this guy comes out. Me personally, I am within like 7-ish cards of finishing Series 3. So I'm a little hesitant to buy this one now that I've got a little bit closer. I do want to finish that progression so I can get more and more tokens. So I'm on the fence on this, but I might do it. I'm going to fly through these OTA changes because by now everybody's already aware of them. It's Orca who got a buff, a Collector who got a buff, and Luke Cage who got a buff. Buffs all around. I think every single one of these is solid. Oddly enough, in the video that I did previously about some of these OTA changes, and it's not like it takes a genius to figure this out. In our past video, we had all of these that are on the screen right now. Obviously, we just got the Orca one. We got the Sandman previously, and then we briefly hinted at Shauna and a Collector, and those both got touched on different dates. So I'm happy to see that. I've still got this whole list of ones that I think could or should be adjusted. I had funs with the Guardians here. Again, I'm not going through every one of these, other than to say, I do think that Wave should still be nerfed. I think she needs to be touched on. I think she's a super strong card, and I don't think changing her to 3-2, she could probably be a 3-0, frankly, and still get played. But we're loving the Orca buff. It's a 6'11 change. I said 6'10. Collector buff to 2-2. I think that's still okay. I love the Luke Cage buff. You're seeing that now in a lot of Cerebro 2 decks. I've got a deck that I'm playing that I'm going to do a different video on. I was going to just highlight the deck, but now it might take a different turn. It's one of those opinion pieces, like share my heart and soul type things. So I'm interested to see what you guys think about it. So for this next week, these are the ones that I've got listed. I got Rock Slide. I think he needs to be nerfed to a 4-5. I think he's too strong. He potentially could be a 4-4, frankly. Dazzler, now I don't think you can do this over an OTA, but I think you need to change it to a plus 10 power when all four are up. I know that's a huge buff, but she's not good. I think that when people do use her and commit to it, you're probably putting a lot of one-cost cards on the board, and Killmonger can instantly make those go away. So I think if you're going to have that high risk, you need to have a really high reward, and right now it's not there. Spectrum, I think she needs a buff. I think she's okay. I was debating exactly how much to buffer here, but right now I think a 6-7. I think she's one of the weaker 6-cost cards. I'm testing her out right now in this Luke Cage deck that I'm playing, and I just don't feel like she's all that great. And I've got a lot of ongoing cards in there, and she's just, I don't know, even with Wong, it's just okay. I can barely ever pull her off where she's like, oh, this is the card that's going to win me the match. And then I've thrown in Nick Fury. I think he needs a buff change. I wanted to make it a 4-6. So 1 less power, 1 less cost. Try to bring him in a little bit earlier to see if maybe you can pull off some of the cards you actually get. I don't see him used almost ever. You could certainly try to play him in like a Hela hidden deck type situation, which could be fun, but even pulling off Hela is super hard. So for that reason, I think they should give him a little bit of a change. Let me know in the comments below what cards you'd like to see changed in the OTA next week. All right, the next big bad, it's High Evolutionary. They said it on Discord today. Steven commented specifically. They wanted to wait for some things to happen, but here you go. If you want to freeze the screen and read it, you can go ahead and check it out. But ultimately, now we know. We know that it's going to be High Evolutionary. I've talked in the past about when series cards are going to drop and making sure to plan ahead so that you have the tokens that you want for either the new cards and or when cards are going to drop from maybe series 5 to 4 if you want to spend the 3K tokens. So now that we know High Evolutionary is going to be a big bad, I'm going to say you absolutely have to buy this card when it comes out. I think it's going to be a huge big bad that a lot of people are going to play. I'm going to get it instantly. I was actually hoping it was going to be this card so that way I wouldn't have to hesitate, because before I was like, well, I mean, if it's going to drop in cost and it ends up not being that good, I don't know, it can be countered with Rogue and Enchantress and all these different things. You know, if you keep Luke Cage, maybe it's not as good. High Evolutionary is going to turn into the big bad that you want to buy when you first start the game. I guarantee it. I'm stoked about this, super excited. I think it's a great decision on Second Dinner's part. Let me know what your thoughts are. By the way, if you're wondering or not wondering about what this is my son had a little presentation this morning where they did a animal song, and this is his Cobra outfit. I'm looking at it, so yeah, I don't know. I just had to have some fun. Hope you're having fun with watching the videos, or somehow this content's been helpful to you. If it has been, please consider hammering down the like button. And again, keep an eye out on your DMs in case you were the winner of that giveaway. And again, we'll do more in the future. If you want to share with your aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, appreciate it. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.